Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, today we're unpacking a story that is just absolutely fascinating. We're talking about a rescue cat from Battersea Dogs and Cats Home who somehow transcended his official job description to become the absolute most enduring resident of 10 Downing Street. We're looking at Larry the cat. And not just as a pet, right? But as this massive global icon and honestly a brilliant case study in public relations, authenticity, and national identity.
Because think about it. Every single time a new British Prime Minister arrives, what happens? The cameras line up, journalists are scrambling everywhere, and social media instantly just floods with one unifying question. What does Larry think? And the joke works perfectly because, well, everyone's in on it. We aren't actually looking for a cat's take on fiscal policy, obviously. What we're doing is watching this completely unbothered animal sitting smack in the middle of a massive constitutional frenzy.
And to really grasp just how unbothered he is, you have to wrap your head around this staggering number. 6. That is the number of prime ministers who have come and gone since Larry first moved in back in 2011. 6. It just perfectly captures the kind of chaotic, revolving door nature of modern British politics.
I mean, let's just track this for a second. We start in 2011 with David Cameron. Then Cameron resigns and Theresa May inherits the whole Brexit puzzle. She leaves. Boris Johnson arrives with a landslide, then departs amid resignations. Liz Truss enters and exits so incredibly fast she's literally outlasted by a supermarket lettuce. Then Rishi Sunak steps in, and now Keir Starmer arrives promising stability. 6 different leaders, massive shifts in policy, relentless headlines, changing cabinets, but wait. Stop. Through absolutely all of this historical turbulence, Larry the cat has barely moved an inch. He just finds somewhere warm, ignores the cameras, and stays right where he is.
All right, part 1. Authenticity versus political theater.
So consider the reality of your average political leader. They spend millions of pounds trying to project competence. They're using focus groups, massive PR teams, and carefully rehearsed messaging just to build a brand. And yet, their power is fleeting. Now compare that to Larry. He has exactly zero media strategy, he is totally unrehearsed, entirely self-assured, and, if he looks genuinely grumpy, it's because he actually is. Larry effortlessly pulls off this flawless public brand by simply being authentically 100% unimpressed by the humans around him.
And this really highlights his total lack of political instinct. Take his unrehearsed disruptions. The guy will literally scratch himself while international media is broadcasting live to millions. He blatantly ignores visiting world leaders. He stretches out right across the doorstep, forcing security and reporters to just awkwardly step around him. And oh man, who could forget his territorial disputes with Palmerston, the Foreign Office cat? That turned Whitehall into the setting for this hilarious diplomatic incident. Larry's complete lack of media training ruins these carefully planned political moments, and by doing that, he actively cools the emotional temperature of the room. When everything in politics feels like this unprecedented crisis, Larry is literally just trying to take a nap.
There's this old, wonderfully cynical saying, politics is theater for ugly people. And modern British politics really has become this relentless, exhausting, daily performance. Every single day demands a new plot twist or a resignation or some emergency debate. The news cycle just consumes the theater. And that right there is exactly what makes Larry's total categorical refusal to participate in the performance so incredibly refreshing.
Moving on to part 2, Britain's projection screen. So you'll see this one specific reaction pop up every single time there's a crisis at number 10. Larry has seen this all before. People aren't just chuckling at a cat sitting on a pavement, right? They're actually using Larry as a mouthpiece to express their own deep fatigue with the political establishment.
What we're looking at here is textbook psychological projection. It's that tendency we all have to attribute human thoughts and emotions to animals so we can express our own feelings. Larry's blank, stoic stare has essentially become this shared national reference point. It completely cuts through all the political tribalism. Conservatives, labor supporters, foreign correspondents, they all project their own exasperation right onto him. Humor becomes the common ground, and Larry's silence somehow unites voters across all these massive political divides.
Which brings us to part 3, his rise to global fame.
Now, Larry's rise to global fame didn't just happen randomly. It followed the exact formula of collective internet storytelling, the viral loop. It goes like this. Step 1, an entirely unbothered action by Larry. Step 2, a highly dramatic political backdrop, like, say, a prime minister resigning. Step 3, social media steps in with some clever captioning to create a narrative. And step 4, boom, global recognition. Larry stopped being just the chief mouser and transformed into an ongoing collaborative global joke. People from Tokyo to Toronto are literally participating in writing the script for this permanent character in Britain's longest-running political drama.
And this actually reveals a pretty deep irony about modern communication. The internet rewards personalities over institutions. Think about it. Downing Street has this incredibly sophisticated, highly paid communications operation trying to meticulously control their public image. Yet, a rescue cat just effortlessly defeats them on the algorithmic battlefield. Why? Because algorithms favor relatable, recognizable, and authentic characters over dry official statements. Larry basically makes the completely impenetrable world of parliamentary procedure feel just a little bit more human and approachable.
And finally, Part 4, the accidental national symbol.
Just look at this juxtaposition for a second. While the nation is boiling over emergencies, the massive fallout of Brexit, Liz Truss's economic turmoil, and that infamous lettuce joke, endless chaotic cabinet reshuffles, what exactly is Larry's reaction? He's chasing Palmerston down the street, sleeping in a patch of sun, and looking entirely, wonderfully unconcerned. Honestly, it's therapeutic. While the humans panic, Larry is there to remind everyone that life and the country just carries on.
Because symbols are built through emotion and affection, not legislation. When you think of the great, enduring British symbols, you think of the Crown, Big Ben, the iconic red telephone box, the Royal Guard, and now, honestly, Larry the Cat. Much like those historic landmarks, Larry provides a really reassuring, organic sense of continuity. He's this constant visual reminder to citizens that the country and its culture easily outlast temporary governments.
So the crucial takeaway here is this. Individuals matter, absolutely, but institutions matter more. Prime ministers are really just temporary custodians of offices that existed long before they arrived and are going to continue long after they pack up their cardboard boxes and leave. And Larry, he accidentally teaches this lesson every single day on the pavement outside number 10. He shows us that power is temporary, fame is fleeting, and that simply showing up consistently year after year is an incredibly cowardly fame. Which leaves us with this final, honestly remarkable question to ponder. Is a cat sitting quietly our most enduring symbol of stability? In a chaotic world that constantly demands novelty and disruption and outrage, an indifferent rescue cat who asks for absolutely nothing and promises nothing has somehow become the ultimate reassuring emblem of permanence. It's a wonderful irony and honestly, perhaps the most brilliantly British symbol of all. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep questioning what's really going on behind the scenes.